Another day, another superhero movie, and as Fantastic Four movies go, this one is far superior to the last one that they tortured us with. I realise that that is not saying much considering the last movie was an abomination, but stick with me and let's talk about this movie. So with that in mind, come on. Let's start off with a quick synopsis. This movie begins 4 years after our heroes gain their powers, and we get a montage of how everything led to the present day. And in the present day, the team are loved by everyone, and they apparently are the protectors of the earth. I think more so New York, but yeah, they're the protectors of the earth. And then Sue and Reed are about to have a baby. But then trouble shows up. Galactus and his Silver Surfer Bay come in to ruin the party. Shit hits the fan, our heroes do what they do, and boom, we have a Fantastic Four movie. I realise that this is a very oversimplified take on this, but it's a synopsis, so let me live, yo. Okay, so as Marvel movies of late go, this was not the worst movie. It was actually decent. It started off piquing my interest. I was liking what I was seeing with the whole 60s retro vibe. It's almost like the Jetsons meet the Incredibles in this futuristic, very cool, very 60s, very nice vibe. And it was an interesting dynamic that we have never seen in any of the Marvel movies before. So that was very nice. It makes this stand out from the others. The first Fantastic Four comic was released in 1961, I believe, and I like that they went back to that. They went back to the roots. They started from the beginning. It was a very refreshing take. Visually, I thought that this was a very nice movie to look at, again, because of when it was set and just the fact that we have not seen this before. Galactus stood out for me when he showed up on screen. Everything about the visual was just very, very cool, very true to the comics. They did a very good job of making this world very believable, and color me surprised, I was actually liking it. I also enjoyed the cast. I had my reservations about some of the casting choices for the leads. I'm happy to say that they proved me wrong. All of them are very, very capable, and everybody embodied the role that they were playing. It was very, very surprisingly, I don't know why I'm surprised, because they're all very talented actors, but I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a Marvel and a Disney thing, so I was expecting it to be rubbish, but they all did a really, really fantastic job. I will say that this movie is very, very safe. They did enough just to pique your interest, but did not take it a step further. And I think for some people that probably will not work, especially when you are used to what Marvel has done in the past. Action was limited and the story just seemed to move very, very quickly. The CGI for the Thing was sometimes sketchy, and so sometimes when he came on screen, it threw me off. But overall, I thought that this was a very good offering by Disney and Marvel, and I'm glad that I can review this with more positives than negatives, because I totally expected that I would be reviewing this movie and saying this is crap. So I am glad to be pleasantly surprised. It is by no means the most amazing movie in the Marvel Disney arsenal, but it really, really was not that bad. I didn't hate it, and I certainly will not discourage anyone from going to watch this, especially if you are trying to connect the dots in this MCU universe. This movie will make a decent amount of money, and I think that it will be well received for the most part. There was nothing epic here, but there was also nothing terrible. It was a pretty decent movie. I will say that the second half of the movie slowed down a little bit for me, and the final boss battle I did not enjoy, because it's again something that we've seen before, and while it was cool, it just didn't do anything new and different for me, so that kind of disappointed me just a little bit. And I give this movie a 7 out of 10. Make of that what you will. Goodbye.